What is up, guys? It is Styx here, and today I'm going to be going over the reprised Austringer Handcannon. The Austringer is a 140 RPM kinetic handcannon that was recently re-added to the game in Season of the Haunted, and it is actually a craftable handcannon, which I believe is the first that we've had so far, which makes it extremely exciting to farm, and it is also one of the better remembered handcannons from the past. This gun originally dropped from the Menagerie in the Season of Opulence for Destiny 2. It did not exist in Destiny 1, and it was essentially seen as the successor to the Ice Luna. Now, in my opinion, I prefer it over the Ice Luna, so I've been farming this gun like mad, including the red border version of it, in order to show you guys how the enhanced potential god rolls work. As per usual, I'm going to be going over how to best farm and roll these weapons. So first of all, for farming the Austringer, your best option is going to be the seasonal activity, which would be Nightmare Containment. This is because you have a really good chance of getting an opulent key, which has a guaranteed opulent weapon within it, which would either be a Beloved, an Austringer, a Callous mini tool, or it could be a Drang, Baroque. And then also, not only does this give you the chance of an opulent key with up to 3 chests, the main one, along with 2 others that spawn randomly throughout the public event area, but also you can get opulent energy, which is used for focusing these weapons if you have the upgrades. So the first main upgrade would be opulent deep sight from the seasonal upgrades for the Crown of Sorrow. You go to the helm, and based on your reputation ranks, based on how much of the seasonal quest and the seasonal challenges you've been doing, along with your rep with the Crown of Sorrow, you can get opulent deep sight, which is a guaranteed deep sight weapon for your first opulent chest per week. I believe this is account-wide, not character-wide, along with opulent weapon focusing, which unlocks focusing for specific opulent weapons with a chance for deep sight, which is why Nightmare Containment is a really good method to farm them. Now, I have spent quite a bit of time farming this, so I've actually gotten to play around with a lot of rolls because I've already made my crafted version of the weapon. So I'm going to go over each column for you, beginning with the barrel. So recently, stability was handed a major buff. It greatly reduces your flinch. So actually, small bore is probably one of the better choices here, as it gives a 7 to your stability and a 7 to your range. But Hammer Forged is still a solid choice. I would no longer go with full bore. Full bore takes too much of your stability and handling, and Austringer doesn't have amazing stability to start off. It's pretty good, but it's not amazing. So I would definitely say stick with your Hammer Forged or small bore or even corkscrew if you really want the extra handling. For the next slot, that being your magazine, there are a few really good choices here. First of all, if you are trying to go with some kind of like reload for PvE setup, there's Flared Magwell, there's Light Mag. Both of these greatly increase your reload speed while also giving you slight to other stats. Light Mag gives you extra range, and Flared Magwell gives you extra stability. For PvP, the big options are, as per usual, Ricochet rounds. This has gotten only better because you get 5 range and you get 10 stability, which, like I've said, now reduces flinch. You also get High Caliber rounds, which increases your range by 5, and instead of giving you an extra stat, it instead will flinch the people that you're shooting at even more. And then there is Armor Piercing rounds, which is not the best out of these 3 by any means. It gives you a +5 to range, and it also causes extra damage to combatant shields and can over-penetrate targets. This can be pretty nichely used in PvE because you do extra damage to energy shields and you also do extra damage to barrier champions. So if you're waiting for barrier handcannon, that's a pretty good shot for PvE. Now for your main column perks, I'm going to go over the new ones first. Compulsive Reloader is, personally, I think it's useless on this weapon specifically. It's really good on fusion rifles, just not on this weapon. It grants an extreme increase to your reload speed if you have a greater than 70% of your magazine. It gives you a straight 50 reload speed, which is almost maxed out. So that means that you would reload extremely quickly. Now, you could just get Outlaw, and you would have a greater reload increase for 6 seconds after a headshot kill. I would say that that's a better option if you want something reload based. And it would not only work on, you know, on your first 3 bullets, but it would also work on the entire rest of the weapon mag. Some other really good options here are Air Assault is kind of mixed bag. It's a new perk that grants further increased airborne effectiveness if you enhance it. So you will get extra airborne effectiveness, which is the new stat that they've added mostly for PvP, that decides how accurate your weapons are if you're floating in the air or if you're jumping around. Meaning that if you have a lower health, when you hit critical health, which is the red bar, that's when you're at half health, you have an extra 60 airborne effectiveness, which can, I believe, go higher. Another decent option, mostly for PvE, would be triple tap, landing 3 precision hits in a span of 2 to 3 seconds. Or if you get it enhanced, it goes up to 4 seconds, will grant you an extra round to your magazine, which is just really good for stunning champions. Snapshot sights, it's always great. If you get it enhanced, you get a little bit of extra stability, so the enhanced isn't that great. Outlaw is insane. When enhanced, it gives you a increased duration on your Outlaw, so theoretically you could use your Outlaw, get another kill, and even if it's not precision, you could still have your Outlaw up. And then my favorite out of this whole list is Eye of the Storm, because as your health gets lower for PvP, as you're in a gunfight and your health is getting lower, your weapon becomes more accurate and gets better handling. So when you hit critical health, you will have an extra 30 handling plus a massively decreased cone, essentially, that decides where the bullet will go, so it's a lot more precise. So it's a lot easier to kill someone as you're low. And then enhancing this also gives you an extra 5 stability, which is reducing incoming flinch. In the other column, for PvE, your main hitters are going to be Demolitionist. Kills with the weapon give grenade energy, and activating your grenade ability reloads the weapon. When you enhance it, it is an improved amount of energy, and it is a reload from reserve still when you enhance it. Another good PvE perk would be Rampage or Frenzy. Either one of these, they both do very similar things. They both grant an increase to your damage, but Frenzy slightly edges it out, not so much because of the loss of damage, but because it doesn't require you to get a kill. Frenzy, if you deal damage for an extended period of time, you get a 15% damage increase along with 50 handling and reload. And then being in combat for an extended time increases it for a better duration. It gives you another like half second, I think, when you've enhanced it, versus Rampage, which gives you a 33% damage increase, but it only lasts for 3 seconds to 4 seconds. And then with enhanced, it goes up to a straight flat 4 to 5 seconds, depending on whether you're using the Rampage spec mod or not. So I would say Frenzy edges it out in this column. For PvP, very, very clear options. Zen Moment is amazing, but you also have choices of rangefinder and opening shot. Zen Moment increases your stability as you use the weapon. This pairs really well with Eye of the Storm because you're going to take less flinch from the damage you're taking while also getting greater accuracy. Opening shot, on your first shot of an encounter, you will have a greatly increased range. I believe it gives you like something like 20 to 30 range stat and aim assistance. So it is extremely good for starting the encounter. Also pairs very well with Eye of the Storm. And then you have Rangefinder, which just works all the time. And it increases your zoom and your aim assistance, fall off distance, while you're aiming down sights. And then while you have it enhanced, this increases this and then also gives you 5 handling, which is really good in general. So I would say my personal god roll for this would definitely be Eye of the Storm Rangefinder, but I could see arguments for Eye of the Storm Opening Shot or Eye of the Storm Zen Moment for PvP, or even Snapshot Sights in Rangefinder, because that allows you to ADS even quicker. Either way, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to like, comment, etc. And thanks for watching.